The side of Coachella that nobody talks about, like the fact that it's like one of the biggest SEX weekends in the industry in Hollywood. Like, all y'all see on social media is your favorite influencers and all that and brands turning up at the festival, but nobody talks about what is happening on the other side of Coachella, how men are getting mansions, all the hoes popping out, and it's like rabbits that weekend. Everybody turns into horny rabbits that weekend. Like, everybody knows that. And that is why I refuse to go to Coachella unless it's with a brand. Because if you just go to Coachella just to go to Coachella, the perception of that.
She's kind of right. There is a sort of not profession. There is a sort of perception about Coachella. Do you guys remember back in 2019, there was a headline that was making its rounds about an outbreak of herpes? I mean, if you've got things like that that are trending after an event, then people are going to be thinking twice about going to that event. Do I doubt that Coachella might be a huge freak off? No, it's the perfect environment for something like that. You've got not only celebrities who people would literally do anything to be close to, date, but you have them there for multiple nights and people do the camping thing. I get that there are a lot of people who are really passionate about this, right? But a lot of people who are passionate about going out, hanging out at festivals. I get it. It's probably fun. Never been my thing, but there has to be some freaky shit going on here because there are 130 plus likes here. We've seen and heard rumors in the past. Let's see what the people have to say. Let's check out a few comments. Top comment here says, the dark side of Coachella and its people having sex at a festival. Surprise, surprise. Fork found in kitchen. So she's kind of like, this isn't that really surprising. Somebody else responded back and says, okay, but why have sex at a festival? Somebody else here added on and said, you would literally die at UK festival. I live in the UK. Okay, let's keep going. Somebody else here says, or is it just adults having sex? Listen, you're an adult. You can do what you want. But everything, and I mean everything in this life, comes with consequences, including sex with a bunch of random strangers, getting your cheeks clapped. And most people out there are never going to see each other again. Probably people having children, a lot of people cheating. This other person says it doesn't take a sidekick to guess, though. This person says, girl, that's some people's weekend in general, not just Coachella. So here's my question to you. If you are in a relationship with a chick, right? This is to the fellas. And, you know, the women also can chime in. Would you be okay if your person, significant other, went to something like Coachella by yourself? Or would you be cool with it? I'll be honest with you. I don't know personally. I've never been to Coachella, so I don't know. That would just be me, speculating. But from what I hear so far, there'll be a lot of, questions. You feel me? Because I've been to concerts where people meet and gather together, and it's not all crazy, right? I don't think everybody's out here cheating. I'm not an extremist. But I do think there's room to be cautious depending on the environment. Here's somebody else who chimed in on this particular topic. Let's check out what he had to say.
Why do people go to Coachella and instantly lose their home training? I've been to Coachella one time, which was in 2019, when 11,000 people contacted herpes. Bro, people go there and just become sex freaks, like freaking dogs that haven't been neutered. I really don't know the kind of spirit that gets into people.
All right, so I guess he's been there. So are we going to, we're going to take his word for it? What do you guys think?
Remember at the time when people went on dates after the Coachella weekend, you had to ask, were you at Coachella? That's like the first date question. You had to screen people because if you weren't careful.
I actually remember that. I actually remember that. I remember dating and thinking if any chick tells me she just came from Coachella, I'm good.
Therefore, you're going to get burnt. Rumor around the streets is that when people are in their camping tents, they're usually passing themselves to each other. And also those mansions that the big influencers rent out, what goes on there is worse, times 10 worse than the camping ground. Now, I understand that a lot of people will go for Coachella just for the experience, for the music, not for the crazy activity, of course.
Right.
I am going to say this. If your girl or your boyfriend goes to Coachella without you, yeah. Why do people...
What do you guys think? The dark side of Coachella. I think a lot of people probably look at my content and think that I would be immediately against something like this. I say this. I say this. When it comes to everything that has to do with boundaries within relationships and like going out, here's the thing. I just ask one simple question. Why should any person in a relationship be at an event where there's only alcohol and music, right? And nothing else to do? Alcohol and music and nothing else to do. I don't put festivals in that same category. I don't know the culture of Coachella though. You know what I mean? Because that depends, right? I wouldn't be immediately, and I've never been immediately against like a chick going out and enjoying herself. No, no, no. I just think going to a place where like clubs, right? Strip clubs for men. I don't believe in going to a strip club as a man who is married. Never believed it while in a relationship, right? There are a lot of people who just don't care. I think it leaves room, opens a door for a possibility to slip. Yes, I don't trust myself after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. And a lot of people don't like to admit that about themselves, right? They don't mind putting themselves in bad situations. Now, I haven't had anything to drink in like 3 years, but that's not the point. Of course, guys, I'm curious to know, what do you think about this whole Coachella and the dark side of Coachella situation? I kind of want to read more comments from this post to see what other people have to say. Here's another comment that says, liking for more Coachella tea. Girl, that's some people's weekend. I think we've got more. Coachella news here. Got a lot of people. Let's see. Freak Fest, the largest freak off. Let's see. No, that's gonna get me demonetized.
Listen, I am 426 months, so I don't know everything. Like, I'm not hip to everything. But why? Listen, I am 426 months, so I don't know everything. Like, I'm not hip to everything. But why am I today years old learning that y'all actually be camping down to the Coachella? And it's weird because I've been a user on TikTok for like 5 years, right? And I've been a creator for more than half of that, right? I be tapped in, but clearly this is the first year I'm seeing camping. Is this new? Was this always the case?
Oh, anyways, that's not what we're looking for. It's whatever. Guys,
The side of Coachella.
Listen, guys, of course, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. What do you think about the whole Coachella experience? I know there's probably going to be a bunch of people who've actually been there. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Till next time. Oh, and do you remember that headline back in 2019? Maybe it wasn't factual, right? Maybe it was invalid. Does it sound surprising? Till next time. I'm out.